Welcome to Behind the Scenes. We're going to go into a conversation with Amalfi Blanco. She's a worship leader, a worship artist, she's a songwriter, and had some nominations in the songs that she recorded. And she's going to tell a story about how, as a worshiper, or how in worship, she experienced a miracle. Check this out. I'm curious, when you face life struggles, what role does music play in overcoming or finding victory in those struggles?
Well, I think the power behind worship is the fact that we can magnify God. And when we magnify him, everything else falls into place.
Yeah.
And troubles and problems get magnified because at the end, he's in control. He's God. Our lives, are in his hands, and everything at the end will work for the best. And it's just, I feel when I worship, my perspective changes, and I'm now, next to him, in front of his throne, understanding the magnitude of this powerful and, an amazing God. And when I do that, everything just changes. My heart gets ready, and my faith gets stronger, and my perspective changes. And I start to see things from his point of view and not my natural point of view.
Yeah, very good. Because when we draw close to him or come into his presence with singing, we get to know him like he really is, and it just diminishes everything else around us, right?
Yes, it's amazing. It's such a weapon. It's such a weapon that we have in our hands. And you don't have to be musically talented, to just use worship as your weapon of just conquering any battle. I think it's just the fact that God inhabits in the presence of those that worship him. Yeah. And when he's there, everything is possible. So
yeah. Well, have you ever gone through a real dark time? Real struggles? You felt specifically that there was an attack of the enemy. It was blatant. And then what do you do about it? Or what role does music play, since music's part of you?
Yes, I remember. My first son, I started bleeding throughout the whole pregnancy. So the doctors would tell me that they kept telling me that he was not going to be born because of everything that I went through. He was born prematurely at 33 weeks. And as soon as he was born, they told me that he was going to be paralyzed because his spinal cord did not completely form. So they had to take him to do all these MRIs and stuff. But I remember there's a song that I wrote many years back. It's called, it was actually my first song. It's called God is Alive. And I remember singing that song in the hospital. And there's a part that says, for I know he's alive, and he'll make it in time, on time. So I kept singing that song, and my husband, we were all worshiping in that room, just waiting for the answer. But in my heart, I knew that God was alive, and the fact that my son was already born, it was this sense of just trust me. I have this. I got this. And they kept saying we had to do surgery. We told them that we were not going to do surgery. And here he is. He's 6 years old, and he doesn't walk. He runs.
Amen.
And, all those, decrees, I guess, of, that he was going to be paralyzed, all of that just changed. All those words or those diagnoses and prognosis, they were all switched to a word of faith and life. And I think worship had to do with that.
Yes, so powerful.
Tomar el reino, nuestra tierra posee.